is Hannah Brooks. I've been in the beauty industry for 15 years, and I've been in my home driveway salon for 2 years. The thing I love most about my job is the opportunity that it creates to share the gospel. I see clients for about 2 hours. I get that amount of time with them every 4 to 6 weeks to build relationships, to build community. In forming those relationships, I met a girl named Macy Chadwick. Macy went through a period of time where she was very, very bitter, very angry, questioned the Lord, even down to his existence in her life. I would just love on her when she came in. I would let her talk if she needed to talk, and there were times when she would come in where we wouldn't say a word. So May 9th, Macy brings Lainey in, and Lainey's sitting in this chair, and Lainey's chatty Cathy, she's talking it up, and Macy's sitting in the corner by herself, quiet. And out of nowhere, she speaks up and she says, "I want to be rebaptized." And so I said, okay, let's back up and unpack that and let's talk about it. I knew through the years that I've known Macy, her salvation story, or what she thought was her salvation story. Through unpacking her story on May 9th, we arrived at the conclusion that it was more emotional than spiritual. There was not a heart change that took place. It was, in her words, she was scared into salvation. So I finished cutting Lainey's hair, and Macy said, well, I don't know anything about what it means to be saved. As Mike would say, it just so happens that I had a 30-minute time slot after Lainey. I never, ever have that. That never happens. And God put, by divine intervention, put that 30-minute slot there as an opportunity for me to present the gospel to Macy. So we sat in the corner, and I just spoke through scripture with her, talked about what that looked like, to be loved as an imperfect person by a perfect God. It doesn't matter what you've done in your past. It doesn't matter the darkness that you've experienced or the bitterness that you felt. Those are all human traits that we have that He can work through. I didn't poke or prod. I said, I want you to think about it. This needs to be something that you feel led to do. I also let it lie. I finished up with Lainey, and she uncharacteristically spoke up and said, today is the day. I can't leave here after what you've told me and not nail this down. So I sat over there and I prayed through salvation with her, and I'm telling you, when her eyes opened, her countenance was different. It was an instant change. And she says, well, now what? Now what do I do? I don't know how to read the Bible. I don't know how to pray. I don't know what any of this looks like. Can you help me? Absolutely. Because our goal is not to lead someone to the Lord and let it lie. Our goal is to disciple them through the process of how to grow closer to the Lord, how to read through scripture, how to pray. She left here a changed person. Does that mean that she instantly grew like this? No, she's still a child. She's an infant in the Lord. So I ordered Macy a Bible, and I had it sent to her house with a devotion. A couple of weeks later, I get a text from her, and she says, I cannot get enough. I can't get enough of His word. I'm soaking it all in. I'm drinking it all in. It's all I want to do. And then on August the 11th, she texted me and said, I'm being baptized. I'm taking my next step. What a full circle moment. God just set things in motion. He set those things in place to where Macy was going to be here on May the 9th, and she was going to give her heart to the Lord in the corner of a little shop in a driveway in Chesney. My advice to someone that maybe struggles with having conversations about salvation or about the Lord or about the gospel would be to do it afraid. Everyone's ministry is going to look different. But just because you don't have that call to walk up to somebody and strike a conversation to somebody about salvation doesn't mean you can't start that relationship with them. And then through building that relationship, that salvation conversation is going to come natural. Because God doesn't call the equipped, He equips the called. Anywhere you are, you can deliver, disciple, and deploy, because everybody is searching for something. Macy, every time she would come in here, you could see it. She was looking for something. She was in the dark, and she was bitter, and she was angry, but she was still looking for the light. Everyone, whether they realize it or not, is looking for the light. And it's our ministry and our mission to provide that for them. He is the light. He doesn't need us, but He uses us.